8:47 in the morning. It is 13 away from 9 o'clock. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. No, that is not someone in disguise. That is Indiana Borough Police Chief Justin Schawl with us this morning. Facebook viewers watching Chief Schawl. He's got his Movember going on there, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some glasses, so I may look a little different today. I used to have a face for radio, but since you're on Facebook Live now, it's stolen that opportunity from me. So
now you're covering that face for radio, huh?
Well, you get what you get with me, I guess.
Our conversation is presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row on the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. You know, the month of October is a busy month around these parts. You've got IUP homecoming. You've got Halloween, and sometimes, you know, those events can get a little bit out of control. People coming around who might not be familiar with the area. There are a lot of activities and festivities that go on, and Indiana Borough Police keeping the order.
Yeah, we are certainly trying to every day. It's always a work in progress, but to your point, fall is generally our busiest, most active season in Indiana. Not that we don't have special events year round, but fall, like you said, with IUP, the semester starting with the homecoming parade, football, then we move right into student-centered events and Halloween, and November brings us the Veterans Day parade and the It's a Wonderful Life parade. December then brings us the holiday season. So there's always an opportunity for increased traffic, both vehicle and pedestrian in town. But there's no shortage of things to do. And we're always, like I said, it's a daily effort to keep town informed, to keep the community together, to keep everyone safe as they venture out in downtown Indiana. Because the goal is to get as many people here as can be to enjoy the wonderful things that we have and to put a good foot forward.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I wanted to bring out today is that we think of crime is our biggest problem here, and crime certainly is a problem anytime that it occurs, but policing also involves keeping people safe through the routine of everyday traffic, through nighttime special events such as It's a Wonderful Life Parade is coming up. That'll be a nighttime event. Halloween, trick-or-treating, all of those different things. And traffic is a concern. Reflective clothing and the lack of it becomes a concern. You have to be alert for everything.
Well, you do. I mean, crime prevention is proactive, and it involves many things. Including the strict enforcement of laws. But to be a true community police department and to serve the community and to be proactive in ways that can keep people not only physically safe, but knowing and believing that they're safe in Indiana is an ongoing effort. And that takes communication. It takes positive relationships. It takes traffic safety efforts. It takes clear and concise direction as to when roads are going to be closed, to when dangers do exist, when things that may disrupt our community peace come about. And so we're very diligent and very dedicated to trying to be as communicative as possible with the community because, public safety is really something that is better achieved when everyone's working in the same direction. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to lead that effort. I'm honored to lead that effort. I'm honored to serve everyone in Indiana Borough and everyone that calls Indiana and downtown Indiana home. But the effort is robust. And so the police department here, we need to be ambassadors for the community. We need to make it a place where you would come and not feel intimidated, but at the same point in time to feel assured by the police effort. And so it's everything. It's multifaceted, and we're going to be on full display here as we move into the holiday season because, like I said, there are some very large events, and there have already been some large events. So, this weekend night was very active for the police department. Uh-huh. There were a lot of significant things that happened, some alcohol-induced things that I think, better judgment would have indicated that we not have to deal with. But we're dealing with it, and we're going to deal with it successfully and in the best interest of everyone. But, the optimum level that we can perform at is to eliminate those type of occurrences or to reduce the opportunity for those occurrences. So that's what we work to every day.
Yeah. One of the things that we tend to do is we look at things as being, that's minor. It's, a summary violation of this or that ordinance. not realizing that those sorts of things can be the things that escalate into something that is a much more volatile situation than it needs to be. And the ability to diffuse a situation is almost as important as to restore a situation.
Well, that's very well said. And, we want to make sure that we're at the root of the issues so that we can plug in positively for everyone. And we don't want to undermine the importance of when small things happen, they can turn into big things in a hurry. So we want to deal with those small things, but we want to deal with it on a proportionate level. And we want to plug in before the small things even happen. I think the optimum state for Indiana Borough, and it's in our mission statement, is a focus on peace, safety, and comfort. If you feel at peace here, if you feel comfortable here, if you feel safe here, then we're doing our community a real service. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that requires the police department to engage in a physical arrest, and other times that requires the police department to be engaging in a school-sponsored program. Sometimes that is an officer walking down the street. Other times that's an officer engaging in some type of a perhaps heavier-handed need. But again, the optimum for all of us in Indiana County is a safe environment. And how we achieve that safe environment is different, I think, based on what we perceive our real and anticipated needs to be today and moving forward.
We were talking in our last segment with Superintendent Rob Heinrich from Indiana Area School District about the number of different approaches that there are to education and how there are experts out there all throughout the field, and they all have a different idea or a different perspective on the way that we should get the job done to educate students. There's a little bit of that in police work, too, isn't there? I mean, there are organizations that are concerned about whether this is the best approach or maybe that is the best approach. How do you, somebody is out of control inside a store. How do you approach that from a police angle? And I'm sure that you take advantage of all of those things and say, okay, does this work here? Does this seem like the best fit for us, that it might be a policy that we can incorporate? Do you have those sorts of things?
Certainly. Public safety is a strategy, mm-hmm. and that strategy is based on what the needs of every individual community are. Certainly would be remiss to say that every strategy in every community would work for another community, because there are different dynamics at play in other communities. I'm confident that our public safety strategy is able to be successful for Indiana Borough and hopefully Indiana County and our partners. But certainly, to your point, there are groups that are great partners who have different perspectives, who see things through different lenses, who feel that, highlighting certain issues, have importance. And I agree with that. I'm better with more information. And I think that we all are. So I would never turn down anyone's thought. I prayerfully consider everybody's thoughts when they're communicated. There's no shortage of thoughts on how to achieve a best level of public safety. But I assure you and everyone in our Indiana community that I am working diligently to give you the best possible effort from the men and women at the Indiana Borough Police Department, and to give you my best effort, because it's very rarely in my life do I ever consider, what could be done. I think we're all better served when we're thinking, what's the most that we could possibly do to serve? And so that's certainly an honor, never a burden, but it does require a lot of work. And perhaps that's not the perspective of everyone, but that's my leadership perspective. Sure. And so understanding that public safety is a strategy in Indiana Borough, and understanding that all of our partners have significant concerns and valid concerns, we plug in. We put it in our strategy, and we plug in, and the outcome, hopefully, that we're working for every day, and we've achieved success in this, is peace, safety, and comfort. But tomorrow's a new day. The next few hours are going to be new hours. So there's no rest. It's just us working for the community 24/7, 365.
There's plenty of people who want to tell me how to do my job.
I wouldn't do that. I trust that you have it covered, but I appreciate being a partner of yours, that's for sure.
Well, we're grateful that you're able to come and visit with us every month. Policing it runs in seasons in Indiana, just as it probably does in other communities as well. And there are seasons when it's a little quieter and seasons when it's much more active. And one might think that as you get toward the colder months, November and December, that it might slow down a bit, but the pace never does it?
No, it doesn't. The needs change. Sometimes they reoccur, and sometimes they present themselves in different ways. But they're always changing. So we just want everyone to go slow, have peace, support each other, extend grace where grace can be extended to our neighbors, look out for each other, And, we're going to be with you always in that.
All right. Busy season coming up. I know that you would share the advice for folks to be careful of their packages as they're getting into the shopping season, and just watch out for their friends and neighbors crossing the streets, and let's all be good to each other.
That's right. Plenty of people with nefarious intent. We want to protect everyone, and so we want to take good precaution.
He is Indiana Borough Police Chief Justin Schawl. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It is Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Fox News next at the top of the hour, and then it's a visit from Josh in the WC.